Welcome to Boggersock's TV. We've got lots of classic and original TV shows. Subscribe now and enjoy the video.
Grandpa in my pocket! It was the school holidays, and Grandpa, Jemima and I were playing a Captain Dumbletwit board game.
I get the planet Matoki!
I wanted that one! Mum and Dad were getting ready to go away for a few days.
I go.
The good news was that while they were away, Mr. Like-a-Biker was looking after the bike shop.
Oh.
And there's nothing Mr. Like-a-Biker likes more. The bad news was, guess who was looking after Grandpa, Jemima and me? Great Aunt Loretta, Grandpa's sister. Great Aunt Loretta is always making spinach and sprout shake, which we call green gloop.
Ooh, yum!
And all kinds of weird food that she thinks is yum.
Yum!
And she's often like this, or like this, or like this. And she makes Grandpa feel like this.
Oh.
Now then. And don't you chew my slippers, you bad boy. I know what you're like.
Aunt Loretta isn't keen on Beowulf. In fact, she isn't keen on animals at all.
You sure you're going to be all right, Aunt Loretta?
Yes, I'll look after them. I'm good at looking after things.
Oh, no.
What?
I just remembered.
What?
Looking after things.
What?
I'm supposed to be looking after something today for my friend Dory.
What?
This was what Mr. Scoffbucket the Goat.
Just a scoff bucket. I wonder why it's called that.
Aw, I think he looks really cute.
Beowulf didn't think Mr. Scoffbucket looked at all cute. He ran to the house and up to my bedroom.
Here are the instructions for how to take care of him.
Yes, it's just for today. Doreen will collect him this evening.
Are you sure you'll be all right?
Yes, we'll be all right. So will Mr. Scoffbucket. Don't you worry.
So Mum and Dad went off on their holiday, and we were left in charge of Mr. Scoffbucket.
Right, Jemima, now let's see this list.
Now, leave it to me.
Oh, I have a way with goats. I can talk to them. They like me.
Don't be so silly.
Aw, I think he's so sweet.
Don't touch it.
I'll get a bucket for some water.
And Jemima went off to the garage in search of a bucket.
You never can tell with goats. I was once butted in the bottom by one. Oh, you think that's funny, do you? Get inside, the pair of you. Leave this to me.
So I followed Grandpa inside. But I didn't think for 1 second he would leave Mr. Scoffbucket to Great Aunt Loretta.
Now, don't do anything bad, you. Ugh. I'm going to do the washing, I am.
Well, Jason, if she won't let us help her, and she's sent us indoors, there's only one thing for it.
Not a shrinking cup, Grandpa!
Catch me if you can!
You know when Grandpa shrinks, all kinds of magical things happen. He can get into my car and make it go. He can chuff around in my SunnySands train. And he can even fly off in my plane. And that's what he did today.
Stop that plane, Jason! Stop it!
Great Aunt Loretta thinks my plane is radio controlled and that I'm making it go.
Oh, go and get the peg bag, you annoying boy.
At that moment, Grandpa landed my plane right next to Mr. Scoffbucket.
Don't worry, Mr. Scoffbucket. We won't let her be nasty to you. Just do as I say, and everything will be fine.
And Grandpa hid just as Jemima came back with the bucket.
Jason, your plane. Mr. Scoffbucket could have trampled all over that.
Thanks.
Grandpa gone for a little lie down, has he? Huh, typical. Leaves me to do everything.
I'll look after Mr. Scoffbucket.
Me too!
Oh, no, you can't. He's dangerous. And I'm in charge. What would your mother say if I let you get nibbled by a goat?
So off went Great Aunt Loretta with the bucket.
Now just you drink that and try and behave yourself. You kicked it, didn't you? You kicked the bucket. You should be called Mr. Kick Bucket, you should. He kicked the bucket. He's a bad goat. I knew it.
I'm not sure that was such a good idea. You'll only make her worse.
A little later, we all helped Great Aunt Loretta to hang out the washing. Suddenly, I saw Grandpa. He climbed a tree to get a better view. Grandpa was laughing at Great Aunt Loretta's washing. And I didn't blame him because it looked like this.
We'll go and get Mr. Scoffbucket's food ready.
Oh, you will you?
Great Aunt Loretta insisted that she should give Mr. Scoffbucket his food. So Jemima and I stood watching her. She once got butted in the bottom by a goat.
There. Now, don't spill it. Eat it nicely. Yum.
But Mr. Scoffbucket didn't think the food was yum. He kicked the bucket over. At that moment, I saw Grandpa jump out of the tree.
Oh, my ankle.
Then Grandpa climbed onto Mr. Scoffbucket's back.
Well, that wasn't very sensible, if you don't mind me saying. No, stay here.
But Mr. Scoffbucket had a plan.
He did it. He butted me in the bottom. Oh.
Now, that really hasn't helped, has it?
Oh, get the peas, Jason. That's it.
So I went to the freezer to get the peas that we keep especially for these moments. Usually, Great Aunt Loretta hurts her toe, and we put the peas on that. This time, it was her bottom. Meanwhile, Mr. Scoffbucket was eating Great Aunt Loretta's pants.
He's eating me pants.
And at that moment, Mr. Scoffbucket pulled the washing line down.
Run! Upstairs, come on.
And Grandpa came running in. I was hoping he had another plan, because we were desperate now.
We need help, Jason. We need someone strong and brave and... I know. Write me a note, quick.
So I grabbed a pencil, and Grandpa told me what to write.
Calm down, Great Aunt Loretta. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Fine? How can it be fine? He's knocked me over. He's eaten me pants. What's he going to do next?
He's running around the sitting room.
You see? He'll eat everything. And then he'll make a terrible mess. And then he'll probably go to the...
Great Aunt Loretta doesn't say the word toilet out loud because she thinks it's rude. I looked out of my bedroom window and saw Grandpa flying off in my plane. He'd gone for help.
Oh, I like a bottle with a slurpy, nozzly type thing.
Mr. Like a Biker was having a great time sorting things out.
Need more bottles?
And at that moment, who should fly in but Grandpa? As Grandpa flew over the counter, he dropped my note. Then, as quickly as he came, he was gone.
Hello, what's this? It's a note. Oh, it's from Jason. I missed him. Please come to the Mason house at once. Mr. Scoffbucket has eaten Great Aunt Loretta's pants. Oh no. I hope she wasn't wearing them at the time. Right, I must go. Yes, right. Here we go!
Soon, Grandpa was back home. I'll be right back. Mr. Scoffbucket had eaten a pile of newspapers and was halfway through Great Aunt Loretta's slipper. I ran outside to find Grandpa. Cap off, Grandpa, quick!
Don't worry, Jason. Help is on the way.
Never fear! Bikers here!
That way!
Oh, right.
We did it, Jason. Mr. Like a Biker will sort out Mr. Scoffbucket in no time.
Teamwork.
Teamwork.
Miss Like a Biker led Mr. Scoffbucket out into the garden.
Come on, Philip.
Philip?
Yeah, it's his first name. Philip Scoffbucket. If you use their first names, they're always a lot more friendly.
So Philip Scoffbucket waited patiently to be collected, and we all tidied up inside. Later, everything was back to normal.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Like-a-Biker. I don't know what we'd have done without you.
Oh, it was a pleasure. I'm quite keen on goats.
Yeah, that's what Grandpa said. Oh, fat lot of help he was. He just went for a little lie down.
You wouldn't let me help. If you'd let me help, Mr. Scoffbucket wouldn't have eaten your slipper. Or your pants. Yum!
Grandpa in my pocket! It was the school holidays. Mum was away on a basket weaving course, but we were all having a great time because guess who'd come to look after us? Bubbles the babysitter.
This is a flamenco dancer from Spain.
And today, Bubbles and Jemima were sorting through some of Jemima's dancing dolls.
I love flamenco dancing. Ra-ta-ra-ta-ta.
Olé!
Look, I dressed my old dog Peter up in this costume.
Oh, very snazzy. That would suit me, that would.
Of course it would, Grandpa. Give that to Grandpa.
Today, all the dancing dolls were going to be on display. Miss Smiley was holding a dance afternoon in a cafe. Oh yes, today we had all been invited to Miss Smiley's dancing tea. Very soon, Grandpa and I were watching Bubbles and Jemima practicing in the garden.
Okay, Spanish dancing time. I need you for this, Jason.
Olé!
So Bubbles started to teach me to flamenco dance.
A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, we need.
And Jemima joined in.
With a Benji this time. And a
And Grandpa joined in from his chair.
other side.
And then Dad turned up.
Olé!
And he joined in too. We were all having a great time and were looking forward to getting Miss Smiley to dance too. But suddenly, what should we hear?
It's only me.
It was Great Aunt Loretta, Grandpa's sister.
Oh, hello, Bubbles. Oh, are you practicing for the dancing tea? I can't wait. Arriba! Oh, ha ha! That looks like flamingo dancing.
Flamenco. It's called flamingo. Flamingo's fine.
I'm good at flamingo dancing.
Great Aunt Loretta started to dance, and she really did look like a flamingo. We tried very hard not to laugh, but it was no good.
What are you laughing at?
You dancing? Come on, let me have a go.
Don't be so silly. You're far too old to do dancing.
No, I'm not.
Of course you are. You can come to me, Smileys, and watch us.
I don't want to watch, I want to join in.
Well, you can't. So that's that. Oh, that's right. Go for a little lie down. Sulky socks.
I ran inside after Grandpa. I knew he wasn't planning on a little lie down.
If Loretta's going to Miss Smiley's dancing tea, she's going to try and take over and boss everybody about. And we've got to try and stop her, Jason.
Not the shrinking cap, Grandpa!
Catch me if you can.
You know what happens when Grandpa shrinks. He can get in my toy car and make it go. He can chuff about in our SunnySands train. I'm the only one who knows about Grandpa's magic shrinking cap, and no one else must see him. Meanwhile, back in the garden, Great Aunt Loretta was trying to do lime dancing.
Jason, come on, we're doing line dancing. Come on, Brad.
We needed to get her out of the way. Luckily, Dad had an idea.
Do you know what, Loretta?
You?
I fancy a waltz. Would Madame do me the honour?
Oh, Madame Wood, thank you. Oh, so lovely.
dancing was going really well until...
Oh!
Oh, your dad's gone and hurt his foot. That means he can't dance with me.
Time to get going, everyone! We mustn't forget the dolls!
At that moment, I saw Grandpa peeping out behind the toaster.
Off you go, Jason.
It was no good. I had to go. So we all got into Campo and off we went to Miss Smiley's cafe. And Great Aunt Loretta said,
I hope Mr. Whoops is there. He's very good at organising dancing, Mr. Whoops is.
and Bubbles said,
I think he'll be looking after his shop, Loretta.
and Great Aunt Loretta said,
Oh, well, I'll have to organise everything then.
that was exactly what Grandpa said would happen. I didn't know how he'd get to Miss Smiley's cafe, but I knew he'd find a way. And I was right. At Miss Smiley's cafe, Jemima and two of her friends were arranging the dolls, and Great Aunt Loretta was unarranging them. But Bubbles was keen to get on with the dancing.
Shall we get on with the dancing?
These aren't in the right place.
And just when I thought Grandpa would never arrive, this is what happens. Luckily, everyone was far too busy to notice him. He quickly got off Gordon and hid behind the cake. And I quickly put Gordon in the doll's box.
How's it going?
Badly. She's interfering with all the dolls.
Oh, this one's ridiculous.
And Great Aunt Loretta grabbed Peter
There.
and put him in the box.
I can't wait to see you dancing.
Then Grandpa jumped in the box too.
Right, come on, line up. Come on.
At last, Great Aunt Loretta was ready to get going.
Right. No, we're starting with my line dancing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hoe down, heel, up, down, wave, back, heel, back, forward, heel, left, heel, right, heel, wave, hip, lasso. Come on, Jason, join in.
So I had to join in. Grandpa needed an idea. I just hoped it would be a good one. Everybody had been too busy to notice Grandpa making his way to a shelf. He decided to dress up in Peter's costume. He started to rearrange the dolls. Soon Grandpa had moved all the dolls about. I got it. He was hoping that Great Aunt Loretta would move them all back. And while she did, the girls could do their dance.
Hey, excuse me. Those dolls have all moved. Who moved all these dolls? And this horrible one on the end. I put that in the basket.
Maybe you should arrange them all again, Great Aunt Loretta, while the girls do their dance.
I will do no such thing. I want to know who did it. Who was it, eh? Who moved all the dolls? Come on, own up.
Grandpa's plan hadn't worked. He signalled to me to go into the kitchen. Then he jumped off the shelf and ran. Miss Smiley decided it was time for tea.
There's nothing like some nice cakes and sandwiches to perk everyone up.
I'll help you with the plates, Miss Smiley.
Thank you, Jason.
We've got to find someone for Loretta to dance with. Dad's no good. She's already trodden on him. I know. Mr. Whoops.
Great idea. I'll phone him. But just then, Great Aunt Loretta called.
Jason, bring the plates or we'll never have any cake.
Over to you, Grandpa. So I grabbed the plates and left Grandpa to talk to Mr. Whoops.
Oh, whoops! Oh. Hello? Mr. Whoops here.
Hello, Mr. Whoops. It's Grandpa.
Hello, Grandpa. What can I do for you?
Well, it's what you can do for Loretta, really. She's looking for a dancing partner, and there's nothing more she'd like than to dance with you.
And luckily, there was nothing Mr. Whoops would like more than to dance with Great Aunt Loretta. And by the time everyone had finished their tea, He'd arrived.
Whoops!
And in no time, Great Aunt Loretta and Mr. Whoops were dancing a tango. Grandpa joined in. So now that Mr. Whoops had warned Great Aunt Loretta out, it was the girls' turn. And Mr. Whoops joined in. And Grandpa couldn't resist joining in too.
Oh, I'm sure I just saw. Didn't that doll?
Oh, keep going, Bubbles.
Oh, it did it again.
Oh, everything dances at Miss Smiley's dancing tea. Everything.
This time Grandpa had gone too far. He had joined in enough. I had to hide him. The good news was that Grandpa was in the teapot. The bad news was he was still dancing.
You're so right, Mr. Whoops. Everything's dancing at Miss Smiley's dancing tea, even the teapot. Look.
After the dancing tea, I put Grandpa back into the doll's box where he could change into his own clothes. And I brought him home. I ran ahead of everyone else. I took him out of the box. He whipped off his shrinking cap and came back to his normal size.
Well, Jason, did we stop Loretta spoiling the dancing tea?
We did, Grandpa.
I thought as much. Teamwork, eh?
Teamwork.
Oh, Grandpa, you don't know what you missed.
Oh, don't I?
You should have come and watched and not been such a sulky socks.
I wouldn't have watched, I'd have joined in. Ho down, step up, down, wave. 1, 2, 3, step.
Grandpa in my pocket! It was the weekend. Mum had gone off with Jemima to a tap dancing festival. And guess who'd invited herself to stay? Great Aunt Loretta, Grandpa's sister.
I suppose you all want some breakfast.
Great Aunt Loretta always makes really weird food.
There we are, prune and parsnip porridge.
Ah, looks interesting.
Looks revolting. Looks more like
Don't you start. You're lucky to get any breakfast at all. I'm worn out, I am. Oh, I need a rest. Nom, nom, nom.
Suddenly, she spotted something interesting in the SunnySands Gazette.
Mr. Mentor, the inventor. He's running a competition. It's today. He wants everyone to invent a clock that reminds him of SunnySands. A SunnySands Tick Tock Clock.
Little did we all know that Mr. Mentor was in for a SunnySands Tick Tock Shock. Now, Mr. Mentor the inventor lives in the lighthouse in SunnySands. He's always coming up with really crazy inventions. Like this, the grassy buggle jumper. Only the bugs liked it even more than he did. Then there's this, the automatic haerostatic that gives you a new hairstyle every day. And this, the Huffer Puffer Pillow Fluffer. Everyone loves going to visit him in the lighthouse and trying things out. And he likes trying out other people's inventions too.
I shall invent a SunnySands clock. I'm going to go in for it. I'm going to enter for Mr. Mentor the inventor.
You've never made anything like that in your life.
Oh, there's a prize.
What's the point?
A 3-week holiday.
A 3-week holiday?
A cruise on a big ship.
Oh, that's a great idea. You haven't had a holiday for ages.
And Dad agreed with Grandpa.
I agree with Grandpa.
And Wolfie liked the idea too.
We could help you.
You do no such thing. No. I shall make a SunnySands clock, and I shall win the holiday.
Soon, Great Aunt Loretta had got all the things she needed to make her clock, and Daddy found just the thing in the garage.
You can build your sculpture around that.
Oh, thank you. And I know just what kind of SunnySands clock I'm going to make for Mr. Mentor.
Meanwhile, Grandpa and I were playing with my construction set.
You sure you don't want any help, Loretta?
Quite sure, thank you, Grandpa.
If she's going to win that holiday, Jason, and give us all some peace, she's going to need all the help she can get. And if she won't let me help her while I'm big, I'll just have to make myself small.
Not the shrinking cup, Grandpa!
Catch me if you can!
Now, you know when Grandpa shrinks, he can get up to all kinds of mischief. He can fly off in my plane. He can drive off in my car. Or he can run so fast that I can't catch him. Get down! We haven't got time for this, Grandpa! Help! Coming, Great Aunt Loretta! Get down! I hoped Grandpa would do as he was told. I ran to help Aunt Loretta.
Oh, thank you. Oh, Grandpa promised he'd help, but where is he when I need somebody to help me blow me nose, eh? Gone for a little lie down, I suppose.
Whenever Grandpa shrinks, everyone thinks he's gone for a little lie down.
Now then, Jason Mason, are you ready to see my SunnySands clock? 3, 2, 1, ta-da! It's Mr. Mentor's lighthouse. He's going to love it, won't he? It's a masterpiece.
While she was admiring her masterpiece, Grandpa climbed up the table leg. Grandpa signalled to me to get Great Aunt Loretta out of the kitchen. He had a plan, I could tell. And when Grandpa has a plan, there's no stopping him. The judging's at 5 o'clock, Great Aunt Loretta, and you're still in your nightie.
Right, don't get shirty. I'll go and change then. It's not me who keeps anybody waiting.
Right, Jason. Here's the plan.
Goodness, it's extraordinary. What's it like inside?
We have to hurry, Dad!
Steady, Jason. I'll be ready very soon.
Right. This is what I need.
He needed bits of egg box, he needed some glue, some paints, and some felt. I'm nearly ready, Grandpa.
I just need one more thing.
Jason! You can carry me bag!
Coming! Get in the clock, quick!
Right then. Come on, my beauty. We're off.
So we all got into Campo, and off we went to Miss Smiley's cafe. And Great Aunt Loretta said,
Oh, I hope Mr. Mentor likes me clock. What if he doesn't? Oh, I'm all nervous now.
I didn't think she should be nervous. After all, Grandpa had a plan. And he was in the lighthouse clock. Or so I thought. At the cafe there were a lot of clocks. There was a fish clock, a shell clock, a beach hut clock, and they all looked fantastic. As soon as I got the chance, I peeped into the lighthouse to check that Grandpa was okay. But Grandpa wasn't okay. He wasn't even there. This was a disaster. Then poor Great Aunt Loretta started to get upset.
The other clocks are lovely. Oh, mine looks terrible. Mr. Mentor will hate it. Oh, what he'll think.
Aunt Loretta?
It wasn't long before Mr. Mentor arrived to start the judging.
Ridiculous!
Mr. Mentor doesn't just invent things, he invents words too.
Aren't they wonder bubble? What wonder bubble clocks! I don't think clocks get any wonder bubblier than these. This is going to be hard, Miss Smiley.
Now I was really worried. Great Aunt Loretta wasn't going to win without Grandpa's help, and Grandpa was not where he was supposed to be. Where was he?
Miss Smiley, now this cake is quite marvelicious.
Just then, Grandpa raced across the floor, and soon he climbed up onto the table. Where have you been?
I had to make a hat.
I think it will be hard to beat, Miss Smiley. Very hard to beat.
Just then we heard...
Tick-tock. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tickety-tock. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tickety-tock.
Now that is a brilioso tick and tock. Sounds almost human. What an invention! A musical clock!
Grandpa's plan was working. Mr. Mentor was really impressed. Then suddenly, a door at the top of the lighthouse opened, and out came Grandpa, dressed as a weatherman, and still singing the tick and tock. He'd made himself a costume out of felt.
Tick-tock, tick-tock, tickety-tock.
How fantastic!
This time, Grandpa had gone too far.
Tickety-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock.
But he was about to go even further. Just as it hit 5 o'clock, this happened.
Cuckoo,
He'd made himself another costume out of an egg box.
cuckoo, cuckoo. And who is responsible for this work of genius?
Me. I am. Sorry, I was just in the...
Great Aunt Loretta can't say the word toilet out loud because she thinks it's rude.
She wouldn't come out. She's so shy.
So shy, so talented, so creative.
Well, thank you.
You win the prize, Loretta. This clock is not just Wonder Bubble. It's absolutely Wonder Bubble.
Absolutely wonderful.
When we got home, I rushed inside ahead of Dad and Great Aunt Loretta and put the clock down on the floor. Come out, Grandpa, quick! Out he came. He had changed back into his own clothes. He quickly whipped off his shrinking cap and came back to his normal size.
We did it, Jason. Great Aunt Loretta is going on holiday. Teamwork.
Teamwork!
Guess what? I won the competition.
Oh, Loretta, that's wonderful. You deserve a really long holiday.
Thank you. I think I do, actually. Now let's have a look at the prize. Oh, it's a cruise for 2. You can come with me, Grandpa.